Hello everyone, this is Mahashri. Now we are going to see a new chapter. The chapter name is Respiration in Organisms. It is the chapter 3 of Biology, NCERT, Class 7. Introduction. What is respiration? Respiration is the process in living organisms involving the production of energy with the intake of oxygen and the release of carbon dioxide from the oxidation of complex organic substances. Now let's go deeper into respiration. Now the respiration process is done using oxygen to get energy. So we utilize oxygen to get energy, that is to break down food particles, complex food particles. Now we are going to see the organs which are involved in respiration. First, nose. Nose, it is a respiratory organ through which air is inhaled and exhaled. Nostrils, also known as external nares. Nostrils protects us from inhaling harmful air, that is like polluted air. Okay, and nose is the entrance of the air to go into the body. Now, what is pharynx? Pharynx is a tubular part of the respiratory system which allows the passage of air into lungs. Pharynx allows the passage of air, that is oxygen, into lungs. Now we are going to see the next organs involved in respiration. Trachea. I think you all have heard about trachea. The trachea is one part of the respiratory tree, that is the respiratory system, that is a conduit for air to pass through on its way to or from the alveoli of the lungs. This transmits oxygen to the body and removes carbon dioxide. The trachea is also known as windpipe. Now, what is the function of food pipe? Food pipe brings the food to stomach. The same thing is the trachea. Trachea brings the air to the lungs. Now, what is bronchi? Bronchi, it has a function to carry air that is breathed in through the functional tissues of the lungs called alveoli. Exchange of gases happen here. That is, in alveoli only the exchange of gases happen. What is the air which we give to it? It is the oxygen. What is the air we get? It is the carbon dioxide. So bronchi takes, that is the trachea divides into two, right? The two of the branches are known as bronchi. Easy. Now we are going to see the rest of the organs involved. You all know that the main organ of respiratory system is our lungs. The lungs and the respiratory system allow oxygen in the air to be taken into the body while also letting the body get rid of carbon dioxide in the air breathed out. I said already that we need oxygen, so our byproduct is carbon dioxide. So we take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. Now we are going to study about diaphragm. Now what is diaphragm? The diaphragm, located below the lungs, is the major muscle of respiration. It is a large dome-shaped muscle that contracts rhythmically and continuously and most of the time involuntary. It is a involuntary muscle as they are given here. So now the diaphragm contracts and relaxes. Now what is the use of diaphragm? You may ask. The diaphragm helps the lungs to get rid of carbon dioxide and get the oxygen. Now we are going to see the types of respiration. Now there are three types of respiration. As you see here, cellular, aerobic and anaerobic. Now what is cellular respiration? Let's see the definition. Cellular respiration is the aerobic process by which living cells break down glucose molecules, release energy and form molecules of ATP. You have heard ATP. Now what is the ATP? It is like a currency which we are using in India now. Okay. Now overall this three-stage process involves glucose and oxygen reacting to form carbon dioxide and water. Now we need carbon dioxide also. Somewhat we need carbon dioxide also. But we will give out the excess amount of carbon dioxide out. And water, you all know that your parents often say please drink water, please drink water, but here they are giving us water is a byproduct. Why? That is the thing we are going to see now. See, water, we know we don't need excess amount of water, so we'll give out the rest amount of water. Now what is aerobic respiration? Let's see it in detail now. Aerobic respiration is the process by which organisms use oxygen to turn fuel such as fats and sugars into chemical energy. Can you understand? See, we breathe in oxygen, right? We use oxygen as a fuel. That is, we use oxygen to boost up the energy production. So we form sugars. We also get sugars and fats, right? Again, that oxygen is used to convert the fats and sugars into chemical energy to uh, work to product energy. Now, what is anaerobic respiration? In anaerobic respiration, glucose breaks down without oxygen. That is, when we are having lack in oxygen, glucose is broken down without oxygen. That's interesting, right? Let's go and see it in detail. The chemical reaction transfers energy from glucose to the cell. That is, from glucose it is transferred to cell. Anaerobic respiration produces lactic acid rather than carbon dioxide and water. In aerobic respiration, we saw that in cellular respiration, we get carbon dioxide and water. That is also aerobic respiration, right? Then we get in anaerobic respiration, we get lactic acid. We get lactic acid instead of carbon dioxide and water. It's interesting, right? Yeah. Okay. That's it about types of respiration. Let's go to the next topic. Okay. Let's go into the breathing. You may think that breathing and respiration are same. No, not like that. Breathing is different from respiration. Respiration we get, yeah, you know that we get energy. We use oxygen to get energy. But breathing is not like that. Let's see the definition. Breathing is the process of moving air into and out of the lungs to facilitate gas exchange with the internal environment, mostly by bringing in oxygen and flushing out carbon dioxide. Now, the same thing is given here, but not the same. See, we are going to do a thing. Okay, now breathe in. This is called inhalation. Breathe out. This is called exhalation. Now, inhalation and exhalation together makes the breathing process. It's not the function of getting energy and all. It's only inhaling the air and exhaling the air. I said you that there are two processes involved, right? Inhalation and exhalation. That is what now we are going to see about. Now I said you that there are two types, right? Now we are going to see about one type, the first type, inhalation. The process of taking in oxygen is known as inhalation. That is inhaling air. That is breathing in air. Our diaphragm contracts while inhaling. What is diaphragm? I said you in the slide, right? Diaphragm is a muscular organ which helps lungs in doing the processes. Yeah, magical processes, right? Okay, now let's go into the chapter. No, let's go into the topic very deeper. Diaphragm moves down as you see here. When we are inhaling, rib cage expands and ribs move up. When the ribs are moving up, the diaphragm comes down to help the to provide more space to the lungs. And for exhaling, that is for pushing the air out, our diaphragm moves up so that the lungs push out the air out. That is what now we are going to see in the next slide. I think you understood about inhalation. Now exhalation. I said you in the before slide that diaphragm moves up to give out carbon dioxide, right? Now to give out carbon dioxide, what is the word for that? That is exhalation. Okay, our diaphragm relaxes while exhaling. I think you understood about exhalation now. Summary. Now we are going to see what we have learned today. We learned about respiration. It is the process by which oxygen is utilized to obtain energy. We saw about organ. We saw all the organs involved in respiration: nose, pharynx, trachea, bronchi, and lungs, diaphragm, many organs, right? Breathing. We also saw about breathing, right? It has two processes. First is inhalation. It is the process of intake of oxygen, and we saw about exhalation also. We saw that in exhalation we give out carbon dioxide. In Also we saw about types of respiration. There are three types of respiration: cellular, aerobic, and anaerobic respiration. And we are not going to see deeper in the next topic, that is the respiration in other organisms, but also I'll say you a summary about it. We can take for example cockroach. Okay, in cockroach there are some tubular small spines, right? That is not spines, they are noses. Okay, they are attached, that is they are attached to a tube called tracheal tube. Okay, like we are having trachea, right? Like that they are having tracheal tube. That tracheal tube is further attached to lungs. They're small lungs, right? They have small lungs because they are small organisms. So they make the process and give out carbon dioxide through the small spines. That's it on respiration in other organisms. The chapter is over. Uh, the chapter is over. This is the summary of what we learned today.
Thank you for watching this video.
Please like, share, and subscribe.